My fiancée told me. My friends say that you'll change after marriage. Everyone does. I smiled and said, maybe they're right. Then I said, all right, let's just not get married and stay like this. Her face went pale when she heard that, and yet she still decided she wanted to marry me. When her friends found out, their jaws literally dropped. Dear friends, please subscribe to my channel and boost my motivation. Thank you. I'm 29, been with my fiancée for 4 years. We met through mutual friends at a rooftop bar downtown, and honestly, I thought she was out of my league. She was funny, confident, always knew what to say. We moved in together after 2 years, got engaged last spring. Everything felt right. Or at least, I thought it did. The comment about me changing after marriage came up about 6 months ago during dinner. We were at her favorite Italian place, the one with the candles that drip wax all over the tablecloth. She'd been quieter than usual all week, and I could tell something was bothering her. Finally, she said it. My friends keep telling me you'll change after we're married. That all guys do. They get comfortable, stop trying. I remember putting down my fork and looking at her. Do you believe that? She shrugged. I don't know. Maybe. Everyone says it happens. I leaned back in my chair. Maybe they're right. Maybe I will change. Her eyes widened a little. She wasn't expecting that. You know what? I said, let's just not get married then. Let's stay exactly like this. Problem solved. The color drained from her face. She started stammering, backtracking, saying she didn't mean it like that. But I wasn't angry. I was calm. Too calm, probably. I told her if she truly believed I'd turn into someone else the moment we signed a piece of paper, then maybe we shouldn't sign it. She spent the rest of dinner trying to convince me she wanted to marry me, that her friends were just being cynical, that she loved me exactly as I was. We didn't break up. She apologized, said she was just anxious about the wedding, about making such a huge commitment. I accepted it, but something shifted in me that night. I started paying more attention. Update 1. About 3 weeks after that dinner, I noticed she was being secretive with her phone. She'd always been pretty open about it before, would leave it on the coffee table, face up, never flinched if I happened to glance at a notification. But suddenly she was taking it everywhere. Bathroom, kitchen, even out to check the mail. She'd angle it away from me when typing, turn the screen off quickly if I walked into the room. I'm not proud of this, but one morning after she left for work, I checked our phone bill online. We were on a shared plan, so I had access. There was one number she'd been texting constantly. Hundreds of messages. Calls too. Mostly in the afternoons when I was usually at the gym or running errands. I didn't recognize the number. I ran it through a reverse lookup site. It came back to someone named Tyler. I didn't know any Tyler. She'd never mentioned a Tyler. That evening, I asked casually, "Hey, who's Tyler?" She froze. Actually froze mid-step on her way to the couch. "What? Tyler? You've been talking to him a lot." She recovered quickly. "Oh, he's just a guy from work. New hire. I'm helping him get up to speed." "You never mentioned him." "Didn't I? I thought I did." "Yeah, he started a few weeks ago." I nodded, smiled, let it go. But I didn't believe her. The numbers didn't add up. The timing was too coincidental, right after that dinner conversation. Update 2. I decided to dig deeper. I know, invasion of privacy, trust issues, all of that. But my gut was screaming at me. I created a fake social media profile, found Tyler through her tagged photos. Turns out he wasn't new at her company. He'd been there for over a year. They'd worked on a project together last fall, months before she ever mentioned him to me. His profile was mostly private, but I could see enough. Pictures of him at bars, hiking, gym selfies. Comments from her on some of his older posts. Nothing overtly romantic, but familiar. Too familiar. Inside jokes. Heart emojis. I felt sick. I wanted to confront her right then, but I knew if I did, she'd deny everything. She'd say I was paranoid, that I was invading her privacy, that I was the one with the problem. So I waited. 2 days later, she told me she was going out with her girlfriends Friday night. Girls' night, she said. Drinks and dancing, probably wouldn't be home until late. I told her to have fun. Friday came. She got dressed up, really dressed up. That black dress she wore on our first anniversary. Heels. Full makeup. I watched her leave, waited 15 minutes, then followed her. I'm not proud of that either. She didn't go to the bar her friends usually went to. She drove across town to a hotel. The kind with a rooftop lounge. I parked a few rows away and watched her walk in. 10 minutes later, Tyler showed up. I sat in my car for 20 minutes debating what to do. Part of me wanted to storm in, cause a scene. But another part, the part that was thinking clearly, knew that wasn't the move. So I went home. Update 3, I didn't sleep that night. She came home around midnight, smelling like hotel soap and trying too hard to act normal. She kissed me on the cheek, said her friends were crazy, that she was exhausted. I just nodded. The next morning, Saturday, I told her I needed to run some errands. Instead, I went to a lawyer's office. I'd made an appointment the day before. I explained the situation, engaged, living together, suspected cheating. He walked me through my options. Since we weren't married yet, things were simpler. Our apartment lease was in both names, but most of our stuff was clearly divided. He advised me to document everything, get proof if possible, protect my assets. I left his office feeling strangely calm, like I'd already made the decision and was just going through the motions now. That week, I hired a private investigator. Cost me $800 for 3 days of surveillance. Worth every penny. He got photos of her meeting Tyler twice more that week. Once for lunch at a cafe, where they held hands across the table. Once at his apartment, where she stayed for 3 hours on a Wednesday afternoon when she told me she had a dentist appointment. The PI gave me a USB drive with everything. Photos, timestamps, license plates. Professional, clean, undeniable. Update 4, I waited until the following Saturday. Her friends were coming over for brunch. The same friends who'd told her I'd change after marriage. I'd been planning this for days. They showed up around 11. The whole crew. 6 of them total, all sipping mimosas and laughing in our living room. I was friendly, charming even. Offered drinks, made small talk. Then, when everyone was settled, I excused myself and came back with my laptop. Hey, before I forget, I said casually, I wanted to show you all something. I opened the laptop and started a slideshow. The first photo was of her and Tyler at the hotel. Her face went white. Her friends went silent. This is Tyler, I said, keeping my voice even. He works with my fiancée. Well, technically he does more than work with her. Click. Next photo. Them holding hands at the cafe. Click. Her car parked outside his apartment. Click. A zoomed-in shot of them kissing in the parking lot. One of her friends gasped. Another set down her mimosa glass so hard it almost shattered. My fiancée stood up, tears already streaming. You followed me? You spied on me. You lied to me, I said. Repeatedly. For months. She tried to grab the laptop. I closed it, held it away from her. I'm not done yet. I looked at her friends. You all told her I'd change after marriage. That all men do. Turns out, she's the one who changed before we even got there. So I'm calling off the wedding. Obviously. And I'm moving out by the end of the month. The room was dead silent except for her sobbing. Her friends looked horrified. Not at me, at her. One of them, the one who'd been the loudest about men changing, actually apologized to me. Said she had no idea, that this wasn't what she meant. I left the apartment that day. Stayed with my brother for a few weeks while I figured things out. Final update, it's been 4 months now. The apartment lease was up in September, so neither of us renewed it. She moved in with one of her friends. Ironically, not the ones who were at brunch that day. Most of them stopped talking to her after everything came out. Tyler blocked her on everything about 2 weeks after I exposed them. Apparently, he wasn't interested in a real relationship, just the thrill of sneaking around. She tried reaching out to me multiple times. Apologized, said she made a horrible mistake, that she wanted to fix things. I never responded. There's nothing to fix. I moved into a smaller place closer to downtown. Started going to therapy, which has honestly helped more than I expected. I realized I'd been ignoring red flags for a while. Not just the phone thing, but her constant need for validation from others, her friends' toxic influence, the way she'd sometimes test me with weird hypothetical questions. My brother asked me recently if I regretted the way I handled the brunch confrontation, if it was too harsh. Honestly, no. She humiliated me in private for months. I just returned the favor in front of the people who enabled her behavior. I'm doing better now. Weirdly at peace. I dodged a massive bullet, and I know it. Marriage wouldn't have fixed her. It would have just made the inevitable divorce messier. Edit 1. A few people have asked if I ever talked to Tyler directly. I didn't. Didn't see the point. He wasn't the one who owed me loyalty. Edit 2. Yes, I kept the ring. Returned it to the jeweler for store credit. Bought myself a nice watch instead. Every time I check the time, I'm reminded I made the right call.